What's going on, everybody? Welcome to LAN All Night. We're here with some of the guys who are working behind the scenes here to get this LAN party together. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the interview. We've got Neg, we've got Aaron, and we've got the Eradicator. I saw you mimicking the name as I said it. Welcome to the panel, guys. Let's get into the conversation. The last time we saw you guys in person before coronavirus hit was when the very first LAN party that you guys did, which awesome, fantastic time, the best LAN in recent years. Seriously,
I appreciate that.
That's awesome, man.
It's very kind.
A lot of fun, and
great.
Fredo will say that he's been to QuakeCon 10 years in a row, 7 years in a row.
It's been a while, for sure, like 6-7 years.
It was fun. And look, let me tell you right now, you guys had hand sanitizer. I still have that in my car.
You took our hand sanitizer?
Well, I can bring it back.
That's what freebies.
I mean, that was honestly the first LAN All Night that we had was at the beginning of the pandemic.
It was.
It was still ramping up, and that's why it's like, okay, listen, this thing is happening. We need to stock up on sanitation products, hand sanitizer, and like wipes to wipe down everything. So it was just like right at the cusp of everything going from, okay, this is a new thing happening to, oh crap, it's really happening.
Yeah.
And I think we nailed it as far as precautionary stuff.
Definitely. I couldn't agree anymore, and I'll bring your hand sanitizer back if you need it back. I'll do it.
Okay. I think we'll be okay.
I'll bring some. I got you. But with that being said, that was a great time. You guys were on top of it before it even happened. Often here at the DigiTower, we talk about that time, which was BC, so before Corona. And it was just like a great thing because, in this time that we're social distancing right now, we kind of feel that need to kind of be together again as far as like our friends, and we don't really have that chance right now. We don't have the opportunity. And so we look at that time that we were there, the last time that we were all together really like that, playing games, as a very special moment for us because it was that much fun. We had the entire DigiTower in there, and it was really cool to be a part of it. And you guys gave that to us, and that's one of the reasons why we're extremely excited for Silence of the LAN, and we're ready for it. Now, with that being said, getting into the questions here, I know you guys are part of QNN. Is that what you guys are about? Are you part of QNN? Is LAN All Night QNN? Are you guys separate? What's going on there?
So I myself have my hands in a lot of sinister soups. One of those is QNN. I basically run QNN by myself. It kind of started... I'm a project guy. I like to start 1,000 projects and finish none. So
same.
I got into QuakeCon probably, maybe 2014 was my first year to go. So I'm still a noob at that. But in 2016 I was like, you know what, I really want to get involved in the community. So I created QNN, the QuakeCon News Network, and then did that I'm still doing it now, I guess. But there's a lot of crossover from QNN to QuakeCon forums. Which Kyle is a part of, and then 2 years ago they invited me to join the forums team, and then we've been doing both ever since. And then kind of last year, after QuakeCon, we were like, man, we should do the idea was like a halfway QuakeCon, so like you have the other end of the year in like January, February, somewhere like that, to kind of get you over the hump, the QuakeCon hump, But yeah, so that's what inspired that original event.
That's awesome because Fredo and I, we were looking for that thing, that LAN to get us over the hump, and we actually went out to Tyler, Texas, to Crit Gamer, and that's a one-day event though. So and it's pretty far. From here in Dallas, it's not super far. It's about 2 hours. And it's Texas. That's not a drive at all. And we went out there. We spent the day.
Recognized some of the people.
Yeah, they were there. They were there at LAN All Night.
They were there at LAN All Night.
So
okay.
So that was really cool because for us, we're looking for LANs, and we found you guys, and we saw Crit Gamer doing what they're doing, but then we saw everybody kind of joining together without actually like knowing it, or maybe they do know it or not. And it was like, this is what we're looking for, that sense of community as far as gaming is concerned.
Yeah, I think you got it right there. And I think that's partial it's kind of sometimes can be hard to get up out of a QuakeCon or a PAX or a DreamHack.
Yeah.
It's because it's just so much, and you get lost in the crowd. So I mean, you can really hone in on the communities there. If like, I really want to be part of contests, I really want to be part of tournaments, I really want to be part of vendor stuff, exhibition hall, you can do that. Man, I get sensory overload when I go to those things.
That's what was missing from the Dallas-Fort Worth area was, I mean, I've been going to QuakeCon since 2007, but we always had LANs in between each QuakeCon. You had Peace, Love, and Rockets was around. That's when WSVG and CPL were still around. So you had these intermediate LANs between QuakeCon. And that all went away probably around the 2015-16 area. Peace, Love, and Rockets went away. And then all the other major LANs went away. So, I mean, in Eradicator Minds and all of us, we're QuakeCon. And when you go to these events, you see your friends, you make these connections, and then you leave for an entire year, and then you come back for 4 days, and you pick up exactly where you left off. It's like nothing had changed. You guys are best friends, and these are your QuakeCon friends. And I think that's what's missing from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, is this little LAN that brings everybody together back in person. So I think that's another great thing about LAN All Night, is that we have this QuakeCon community that everybody loves and enjoys, but we're also inviting the people who are new to LANs into the Dallas-Fort Worth area and showing them how awesome it is. And then we'll meet back at that QuakeCon, and then we're gonna have another LAN All Night. So it's just bringing back everybody together over and over and over again, more than one time a year.
That's awesome. That's fantastic.
That is. So how long have you guys been, did you guys all meet like at QuakeCon, or how long have you guys been really like kind of a core group of LAN All Night?
I've known Neg for probably 10 plus years, I think.
Oh yeah, some of the old from some of those old school LANs you're talking about in the mid 2000s, before even PLR. We were going to some of those at the Source Gaming Center, I think. Yep. Yeah.
That's awesome.
As far as Eradicator, he like you said, he's a baby in the community, but he's quickly grown to be one of the key figures in the DFW area to creating this LAN and helping it grow and flourish.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think maybe what I bring to it more than, I'm not a tech guy, maybe bring more the structure into it, the branding, and kind of make us look more professional than we are.
That's a trick, right?
He's the brains behind. I mean, him and Neg are truly the brains behind the whole thing.
That's awesome. That's really cool, because that's kind of similar with us here at Digitower. I'm not the tech guy. Databots, Fredo's the tech guy, and I'm basically doing what the Eradicator's doing, trying to fake it until I make it here with doing what I'm doing. So it's honestly, it's kind of inspirational to hear that kind of what you guys did and how you're doing it, and how you guys are living proof that you put the work in and you see results. So that's really awesome.
I mean, it's them that put the work in. They've been very lenient on me lately, putting work in here. But no, I mean the amount of hours and time that Neg and the whole team recently has put in is really inspiring to see, because it just shows the passion and the love for what they've created so far.
That is awesome.
Yeah. We recently expanded with some more staff, so a lot of things are divvied up more, and it's kind of a weird working structure, because a lot of some roles have a lot of work leading up to the event, and then a lot of roles have no work before the event, and it's all at the event. So it's kind of a weird thing, because once we get to the event, I'm done.
Nice.
All my stuff is done. I just MC with Aaron, kind of look like I'm running the show, but then the people are behind the scenes making it run. Sometimes I'll get my camera out and take some pictures or video or something.
I mean,
just like QuakeCon, LAN All Night's very like we were kind of relying on volunteers. I mean,
Yeah.
QuakeCon for years and years was run by strictly volunteers. I mean, strictly volunteers. There was no paid staff positions, and everybody who was staff was a volunteer as well.
Yeah.
So the first LAN we ran, it was just like, okay, we need volunteers, and we had this incredible family that came out and really stepped up to the plate as far as doing security and watching the door and watching our stuff while we were asleep. So it's really like, I mean, just seeing whole families come out to the event and bonding over gaming and just volunteering at a gaming event is really incredible as well.
Funny story about the first event. Y'all said it was so smooth and nice. It was genuinely surprising to me.
It wasn't for us, man.
It looked good on the outside.
But it's we had our core staff, but just a few weeks leading up to the event, we had one staff member who's like, sorry guys, I got to go to China in March for work. So we lost one of our tech guys, who was a big network guy. We another guy, our other network guy, that's not Guy Stampede, it's a guy Hailstorm. Yeah, he got the flu right before the event.
Oh,
It was probably Corona.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Probably Corona.
You got a guy going to China. You got flu guy. That's
But flu guy showed up.
nice.
Yeah, even while having the flu, he still showed up and made sure our network was
Dedication.
Yeah, he set everything up, but then left, and then came back Sunday and tore it all down.
Nice.
And then you'd look over at his PC every once in a while in the knock, and you'd just see the screen up and the mouse moving around. It's like, he's working on it from home, man. He's on top of it. And then we had a few other people like just bail on us. So we only had 4 staff members run that entire event.
Wow.
It was me, Nick, Aaron, and Skippy. And then, volunteers stepped up. We didn't have any people doing overnight shifts initially, but then we had Shuffles, probably the best volunteer of all time. He did 2 overnight shifts, Friday and Saturday night. Shout to him.
That was the tall guy, right? Like he was like super tall, I think.
No, I think that's Althrin probably.
Because I remember there was a guy late at night.
Shuffles is he's actually kind of short dude.
Okay.
Didn't he make it on staff? He's on staff now, isn't he?
No,
No. I'm making you think of the
still
wrong now.
you still volunteer.
Okay.
Nice.
Please volunteer again this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
But yeah, volunteers stepped up for sure on Thursday night. I had people doing great setup, had great teardown help. We added a few of those people on staff as well. So I'm glad it was smooth. We abandoned a few things just because we couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're looking forward to the next one.
That's awesome. We only broke the internet once, so that's not too bad. It's not that
And we
bad.
hopefully have that solved through this year. The Great Wolf Lodge has upgraded their internet for us. We have
Nice.
full gigabit internet now, and we'll be able to give us a private IP.
Yeah, that's one
So,
of those.
That's
weird
awesome.
things.
The Great Wolf Lodge, like, how'd you guys come about going to the Great Wolf Lodge? That kind of like the place you guys had in mind, or
That's
just kind of
That's kind of a funny story too. All of our stories are funny, hilarious.
We got all the time.
God, that's the toughest part about doing an event like this is getting the venue, because the hotels are not quick to respond at all. So we were working with a place in Las Colinas that we really liked for months and months and months, but their internet was too expensive because they couldn't upgrade it. And then so we tried Frisco Convention Center. We were going to do a smaller room over there, kind of the same thing. What a lot of these hotels do, I'm getting into the nuts and bolts of this, but they contract out all AV power, internet, and these AV companies, they piecemeal everything. So for a physical internet line, that's $150. For every power drop, that's $100. It just adds up and adds up and adds up, and then at the end, you're like, okay, so that's the total. Oh no, that's per day. So it's so expensive, and you're trying to figure out, can we break even? So anyways, we were getting close to trying to pick a place back in October maybe, and then just as a whim, I just sent out a bunch of RFPs just to some random places, and I hit up Great Wolf. And I hadn't done them before because first I didn't know they had a conference center. I just thought they were a water park and a hotel.
Yeah.
But I've always saw that the rooms were super expensive, so like we could afford this place anyways. Turns out, yeah, they come back and it's super affordable. They don't contract out their AV like every other hotel, so they run it themselves. So there's not an absorbent amount of add-on prices. I mean, there is a little add-on prices, but and then like the room code, and it was super cheap. It's like $150 a night.
Yeah.
The room code. So it was a last-minute find, and if we were signed it just immediately, let's just get it going. And it was great. They've worked out with us. They're super happy about us. They were a little nervous at first. They were like, "We're gonna have 24-hour security," because they didn't know what to expect with this event. They're like, "Are they gonna trash the place?" Or, but no, security ended up hanging out with us. We actually got security to be a judge in the Make a Meme contest.
Nice. Yeah, those
so
were good.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Man, that and it lucked out too, because that's right down the street from where QuakeCon was that year. So it was kind of, it looks like it was meant to be, honestly. Like they just like, oh, we know these guys. These nerds are not going to tear things down. They're fine. It's fine. And so like that was cool. Like that's really awesome. Now we're talking a lot about like the previous one, and it seems like there was a lot of build up to it. Now this one's probably a little trickier. In a couple of weeks we've got Silence of the LAN. There's got to be some tricks to this one. Is it the same process? Because you guys pulled it off the last time was Great Wolf Lodge, like, hey, cool, whatever, or was it a situation of like, Corona's out there, we need to take precautions? Did you come with the guideline and say, here's our blueprint to keep everyone safe? How's that situation going down, and how difficult has it been to do it?
Yeah, we've been monitoring. At the end of the last LAN, we wanted to do another LAN in the fall, so we've been monitoring the COVID stats, the charts, and trends, and been working closely with Great Wolf Lodge on what their policies and procedures would be once they reopened. They closed for the first few months of the pandemic and reopened in their early summer. So it's been challenging because we just no one knows what's going to happen with all these different spikes and second waves, third waves, whatever's going to happen. But we have a solid plan in place. Everyone gets their own 6-foot table. Masks are required. We're going to do daily temperature checks, and have the hotels are going to provide hand sanitizer stations.
Nice.
And we're getting rid of, last time we had a whole walk up and play area where, with 16 computers, we've gotten rid of that because we don't want any shared surfaces. So the only thing you're going to be touching is your own computer. So we think we'll be able to pull off a safe and fun event.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah, we also eliminated general admission. It's like if you have a ticket, you have a seat, basically. That way we can guarantee social distancing. If you just got a bunch of general admission people walking around, then there's no way to monitor that or regulate it, really. So we just said, we're just going to have to skip general admission this year. But, yeah, it is what it is. We got a tabletop, actually, is going to be reserved seats this year, too.
Nice.
So, like, last year we just did general admission, can just go walk up and do tabletop, and that's pretty much how all the cons do it, is just walk up and play your tabletop stuff. But we are doing reserved seats for tabletop for that same reason.
That's cool.
And then we got a couple great tabletop people from DFW Gaming Village who we brought on on staff after last event, and they have a whole procedure for keeping people safe, because that's a commonly touched surface, is those board games.
Yeah.
So, but they've actually been doing in-person tabletop events for the past month or so, and they're pretty happy with the way they do it.
That's great. That's awesome. So,
and we do want to add that even like some staff will be on site, some staff will be working remotely, because we don't want anybody who has like an underlying condition that could harm them possibly if they get it, or if they have elderly relatives they take care of. We don't want them to risk it. So we're doing it both ways, in person and online, and that's a feature of the event as well. because we've been doing these online LAN parties for the past few months, completely social distance from your home. But this is one of the first ones that's going to be in person and online. We offer tickets for both, where it's all through Discord. Because like in the last event, you just walk up on stage and say, "Hey, it's time for this contest." You can't do that with an online in-person event. It has to be announced in a location that everybody can get the notification. So that's why we're going with Discord, and we're pretty excited. I think it's going to be fun.
It's awesome. Now, I do have a question, because this is actually something that we have been kind of wondering ourselves, like as far as our group is concerned. What's the situation? I know we're getting, from what you guys have set out in your emails and in your tweets, where each person's getting a 6-foot table. And we're trying to remember the conference room that we were using last time. Is the situation going to be where we have multiple conference rooms to fit all the seats for the people who have tickets for the LAN, or is there going to be a situation where we're just going to kind of use the tables as a guideline to kind of space everyone out?
It's the same room as last year, and we're using pretty much the same space. The LAN, because of the social distancing, the LAN size is smaller. Last year we had about 120 seats in the BYOC. This year we've cut it down to 70. Okay. So with the 6-foot table, you get the full 6-foot table, but you're going to sit at like the right side of the table, for 3 feet on the right side, and then the person across from you will sit at the 3 feet on the other side. So there's not a person sitting directly across from you. They're sitting, opposite ends of the table. Right. And then the person next to you is at the other opposite end. So there's 6 feet between everyone. It's going to look pretty weird, probably. Not like QuakeCon or any other normal LAN party, but everyone's going to be spaced out. So we're in compliance with all the social distancing mandates and everything.
Nice.
I mean, he says that it's going to look weird, but unfortunately, it's like that's where
it's the new normal.
We're at now. That's the new normal.
Yeah.
You're going to see people with masks. I mean, I don't think you've seen people from Japan and pictures from Japan. People have been wearing masks since
forever. Yeah.
The SARS and all that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the new normal, and I think for the foreseeable future, this is going to be the new normal as well as far as LAN parties go.
That makes sense. I work at a grocery store, so I'm having to wear one for anywhere from 8 to 9 hours. So like, I daylight as a professional grocer, so I have to wear it all the time, and it's with glasses. It is a pain in the butt, but you get the spray. Yeah, it's terrible. At some point, you just kind of pull them off, but the spray comes in handy sometimes.
You're a squinting guy too.
Yeah. Well, it adds character to my selling of organic produce. So, but that's it is the new norm, like you guys said, and I don't think you go to this if you're not on board with that rule. With the new norm.
Oh yeah. We're gonna be strict about it too.
Yeah,
we've added it to our waiver that if you don't comply with our COVID rules, if your temperature is 100.4 degrees or higher, you won't be allowed back into the event.
That's good. That really makes me comfortable, honestly, because that's a rule that we have at work that sometimes is a little hit and miss sometimes, and I'm just like please.
Yeah. The hotel's strict on it too, so
that's awesome.
In fact, the hotel's stricter than the state of Texas is right now, and I think they're staying that way.
Thank you,
Texas opened everything back up to like 75% capacity.
Yep.
Great Wolf's like, we're going to stick at 50.
That's good.
We're happy about that.
That's awesome.
Because we don't want to be tempted to be like, all right, 75.
Yeah. That would be fun, but let's get back to.
We'll be there again.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We just really didn't want to skip here. We think that would be the worst thing we could do is to skip, because then do you get people that lose the passion for it? Do you get you take a step back? And I understand we have to during this time, but I think we've come pretty far, and as long as you are social distancing and wearing a mask, you should be safe.
Yeah.
And going forward, like you said, skip a year. And technically, we'll have 2 LANs this year, but we're moving our LAN from spring to fall going forward, because we realized spring break was not an ideal time because people already have plans with their families. the hotel rooms were without a discount, they were like $450 a night that week because spring break's a big time for Great Wolf Lodge. So definitely in the fall when it's not peak time, we can get cheap rooms for $150 a night, and people don't have plans as much, so more people can make it to the LAN.
And every single room was booked for spring break. So like we had a 10-room block, and it was like, okay, well, we ran out of our block. Can we get some more? And they're like, there ain't no more. So in October, it's a lot slower. So we've started out with 10, we've grown to 20. It's we have more room to grow.
That's awesome.
And plus, everybody was going back to their room after dinner during spring break and using the internet, watching Netflix with the kids and whatnot. And we're like, hey, back off the internet, man. We're trying to play Quake Live.
When the water park closes at 9 o'clock, that's when the internet would die for our LAN party because everyone was going back to their room. So, but luckily the hotel has upgraded their internet as well. So
that's awesome. Yeah. That's great.
That's too. Yeah.
Which is great.
What has been the hardest part to get this going during the pandemic? Was it anything different from March? Or are you guys running into any roadblocks? Like they're saying, so you guys have to do, half. You guys were talking about half the people can join, but besides that, really any roadblocks that have kind of been in the way to help you guys do.
Aaron, you want to take that one?
Yeah, the only real. You say smooth, but again, the first one wasn't smooth for us. I mean, we had hiccups, and there's been hiccups with this as well. It's just like we've said, it's the new norm you have to work around. So it's just been, Neg and Eradicator have been monitoring the COVID numbers, working out the grid layout perfectly for social distancing, making sure every table is 6 feet apart, and how we were going to work around that. Like I said, the brains behind it is Neg and Eradicator, and the staff who's been putting in hours of work behind the scenes. Like you said, the first LAN we had 5 core staff, and one had the flu, and then volunteers, and now we have this huge team that's putting in hours. But Eradicator and Neg are sitting here doing a lot of the work to make sure that this is going to be a safe event and a fun event for everybody, whether you attend in person or online.
And that's probably one of the, it's not like a super difficult thing, but it's like a nagging thing that you always have to think about, because we do our weekly meetings just to check in and do a little brainstorming, and somebody be like, hey, I got an idea for a contest or a tournament, let's do this. And then we're like, yeah, awesome. And then we get going on it, and then somebody's like, oh, can we do that in person and online? How does it work? And then there's like, can't do it on both. So you have to have that filter now. It's like everything has to be able to go both ways. And I think we'll probably do that for the future once we're past all this too, because there's a whole market out there that they don't want to spend $75 on a BYOC seat. They don't, they just want to play on their computer at home or across the country. They like the community. We had some people that flew in for the event last time, but
that's awesome.
Probably don't want to fly this time.
Yeah.
And a lot of QuakeCon people come from everywhere, so
all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really cool, especially and going back to the whole Dallas community of gamers, it's awesome to see that, and it's awesome when we got DreamHack. So that was really cool to see that it's just getting bigger in this area. But I think Fredo and I both kind of agree with that. This more smaller, more intimate kind of core groups of LAN parties that are made throughout the year is really what keeps it alive. And going back to how you guys said you didn't want to skip a year because you wanted to keep that momentum going forward. It makes a lot of sense. And we were thinking about doing something ourselves, just like with our friends, like going to someone's house, having a LAN, because we needed that. We wanted that LAN party again. And our other buddy in our Discord who first found you guys back in March, he was like, the LAN All Night bros are doing it again, Silence of the LAN. And we were like, all right, done. Everybody put your time in. We're getting our times off. Let's go.
We were trying to plan. Like maybe we'll get a lodge somewhere, and then.
Oh yeah.
Had given up on it, and then you guys kind of came in and say we're doing it again. We're like, oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
There we go. That's where we're going.
We like the Halloween time of year too, like the Halloween weekend, because we'd run into the same thing with spring break. Parents are taking their kids out for trick or treating and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more opening to fun themes like Silence of the Lambs. We had a whole list of them. We originally wanted to go with Land of the Dead. We got a little pushback on that when we kind of did a teaser out there. It was like, that's probably not very sensitive.
Yeah, during a pandemic, you don't want to.
That's true.
Like death.
The whole idea behind a LAN is a very old school idea too, because you went to LAN parties because you didn't have high speed internet back in the day. That's the whole idea behind a LAN party. So it's these smaller LANs is what need to come back and stick around.
Yeah.
To kind of introduce, especially because it's funny because the kids that went to LAN parties 20 years ago now have families.
Yeah.
And they don't have that LAN party feel anymore to introduce their kids to it. So when you have these smaller LANs like LAN All Night and LANFest chapters around the country and QuakeCon, that's given the opportunity to these kids who have families now who want to introduce their kids to the LAN party experience because I mean honestly you let's be honest, you don't need LAN parties anymore with everything that's around, but you should still have them just for the aspects of seeing your friends once a year or twice a year or three times a year who come in from all over the country or all over the state. So that's why LAN parties need to stick around, and that's why LAN All Night is hopefully that little aspect of people's lives that we can show a little. The whole thing right now is normalcy. People want to feel normal.
Yeah.
In the time that we're in right now. So if LAN All Night can give that little shred of normalcy, that's a pretty awesome goal we have.
Well, and I'll piggyback on what you said too. It's like you don't need LANs now, just from technology standpoint. But what you do need now, and always, is community, a sense of community and togetherness. And I think that's. I mean, I don't know about everybody can tell us what percentage of time you spend actually on your computer gaming at a LAN party. I maybe played 2 rounds of Overwatch during
maybe.
Oh yeah, working the LAN, you never actually have time to game.
I mean, even at QuakeCon when we're not working it, like I said, I've gone since 2007. I brought my computer 3 years in a row, and after that, I never brought it again. And that's because I'm too busy seeing my friends. I'm too busy hanging out or volunteering or just the social aspect of a LAN. It's funny. I just stopped bringing a computer because now I get to hang out with my friends that I get to see one time a year. It's still fun to come in and sit down when you're wake up in the morning or in the late evening or and play a video game. But the whole aspect of LAN is that community, that sense of normalcy and community and friendship.
Yep.
And chugging balls.
Hell yeah! Like that's.
Yeah, we actually have like a running joke with our group of friends whenever we go to like QuakeCon or whatever. It's like we set up our computers and then we're like, all right, now what do we do? I don't know. Let's go eat.
Sleep.
Exactly.
Let's leave.
Kind of leave.
The computer's there. You can play an amount of games. You have an endless amount of entertainment right at your fingertips. But it's just like, let's go hang out somewhere. Let's go to this panel, or let's go eat somewhere. Or, relax with each other.
And it's absolutely true because. I mean, like, we sit there, we talk with our friends, we hang out. We got one guy who just sits there and, like, watches anime all day, but he just wants to hang out. Like, that's all. That's all we want to do. You
can stay at home and play games with each other for 24 hours a day, but you only see each other in face to face this one time a year or twice a year.
Absolutely, and I feel like that kind of goes back to, like, even when we played consoles, like if you would go to someone's house because they had a console, you could play 2-player, but you spent time with that person, your friend, your neighbor, whoever they were. You were with them, and that made you a better friend with that person. And sure, we can play online with each other, but it's not the same. Being in a party like that, even this is cool for what we're going for, but I mean, like, in person, there's something a little bit better about meeting someone that you know or that you don't know and getting to know them. And truth be told, that is why we're doing the non-playable character segment of this podcast, because we want to get to know other people. We want to build and bridge communities. And though we're just starting, we're only our first year into getting our work done, but we're trying super hard to like build what we can build and bring a community all around and all together, and especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, because hey, we live here, so it'd be nice.
Well, good.
That's awesome.
I mean, that's awesome. That really is awesome.
So let's.
To me, it sounds like you guys running the podcast or running the LAN event. It's almost like to hang out, but you're almost kind of doing like a charity for the people who are showing up, because you guys are really just working almost nonstop, right? And we're the ones who get to kind of enjoy the event, sit down, relax, and stuff like that.
That's true.
So it kind of leads to like. I know you guys are doing this for charity. Like, I have some stuff that I do on the side. I help out this foundation called Player versus Hunger, where we kind of money and charity and stuff for kids just have nothing to eat during the summer and stuff, like, especially now in the pandemic. You know, little things I do for them, and I understand, like, you know, you help. So I know you guys are doing the North Texas Food Bank this year. I think you guys did that in March.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of want to touch back in that for anyone who is going to show up to the LAN, or just kind of, you know, we do this just to help out the communities that we live in, right? Mm-hmm. So how did the North, how did you guys come up or decide on that?
I mean, with the first line, it was just bouncing ideas off each other. I'm a very big advocate for animals, so I was like, hey, let's go for the ASPCF Texas, or, you know, any type of small Paws in the Streets is a Dallas chapter, or a Dallas organization for pets, and then Eradicator and Neg were on the food idea, because it's very easy for people to bring canned goods or small non-perishable food items to a LAN. You know, they can go to Walmart and spend $20 and feed a family for 3 months just with canned goods. So it's just like, okay, you know, that's what we can do, and we can encourage people to bring food with, you know, these small raffle items or what have you, and that'll, you know, it's a sense of community, because we want to give back to the community that we're running this in, for sure.
Yeah, there are people hurting right now too, just to make ends meet. So, and like you've seen on the news, and just lines of cars whenever they announce, or Food Bank announces they're having a drive-through food giveaway or something, and it's just, man, I can't imagine. I'm lucky I'm able to work from home, but you know, some people aren't.
I get that 100%.
Yeah, I think you guys have Texas, not Texas, for blood care showing up this year as well?
Charter. Yeah, Charter Blood Care.
Carter.
Yeah. Yeah, we had Carter Blood Care show up last year, and they're coming again this Saturday of our event. And actually now, more than ever, blood donations are needed.
Yeah.
Because of the pandemic, people haven't been giving blood, and they're looking for blood that has the antibodies in it to give to people.
I think they're giving a free COVID test too, aren't they?
It's a free antibody test. So yes, if you give blood, within like 2 or 3 days after you give blood, they test it to see if you have the antibodies, and they'll let you know if you have the antibodies, in case because there are asymptomatic people that have gotten COVID that don't know they have gotten it. So it's a good way to get blood at our LAN, and you'll find out in a couple days after if you have the antibodies or not. That's
awesome, actually, because we at the location that I work at, like, we have a system to let us know, like, if someone has contracted COVID, and it happens every so often, but it typically happens outside of work. But so often, I've thought to myself, like, I probably get an antibody test to see what the situation is. Like maybe it's around me and I don't even know it. And so that's a great bit of information there for people who want to find out and also do something good.
Yeah. Because right now, definitely they need all the blood they can get. So I believe you can sign up for a time slot. We have a link on our website.
We should. LANallnight.com.
Yep. So
Awesome.
they'll be there Saturday afternoon.
Awesome. That's great. That's big news right there. I really like that a lot. So charity wise, is there, through you guys, through your website, is there any way that we can kind of support indirectly, not involved with the LAN? Like if we're not at the LAN or partaking in the LAN, is there a way for us to for people to kind of get involved with any charity that you're a part of?
So definitely, we're doing the food drive, we're doing the blood drive, we're also raising money. So we'll donate food and money to the North Texas Food Bank, and we're doing it through donate.lanallnight.com.
Okay.
It'll take you straight there. You can actually donate money if you want to, or you can sign up for a fundraising team and then ask other people to raise money for your team. So we'll be doing that starting a couple weeks ago through the event. We're also a part of a larger organization called LANFest.
Yes.
So LANFest is a national nonprofit with almost 20 chapters around America. And basically it's all these chapters that run LAN parties for the benefit of a charity. So for the past, since March, we were the last in-person LAN party for LANFest, and then we'll be the first in-person LAN party again.
Nice.
That we've been doing online LAN parties raising money, and we've raised, and I don't know right off the top of my head, probably $10,000.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
and a lot of that's gone to COVID research.
Nice.
And a lot of charities, they pick their own, or the chapters pick their own charities. Like for this national efforts, we've been raising money for Baylor College of Medicine for their COVID research, and we've even started doing it, incentivizing tournaments. So you enter a tournament, if you win, you get gaming gear or whatever prize we have from our sponsor. Plus, you get to pick 50% of our proceeds go to a charity of your choice. So we're really excited to be part of LANFest and what they're a part of. A lot of them will be coming out to our event. They'll be flying all over to get there because we're going to be in talks of doing their national event in Dallas in January, possibly at the Great Wolf Lodge as well.
Nice.
They did their initial event, their National LANFest Gaming Expo, November 2019 at the Arlington Esports Arena.
Ooh, nice.
It was a great event. It's an amazing venue. It was too expensive to do with social distancing, so
Yeah.
I think we're gonna move it to the Great Wolf for 1 year in January 2021. It's been probably similar to our LAN with the social distancing. I think they're going to try to get a little bit larger seat space though.
Cool.
But, yeah, we're happy to be a part of them.
That's awesome.
It's great. But here at the Digi-Tavern, we're big on lore, so we kind of want to ask, is there any lore behind the llama? Or how did that come to be? Why did you guys decide on a llama as kind of your mascot?
That's all Eradicator.
I think we're just looking for animals that start with an L. Because LAN, I think the lemur didn't take off.
I can see that.
Probably could have gone with lepers. I don't know. I guess we just like the look of the llama, and they spit on people, so that's kind of cool.
That's great.
And for Q&N, we do the horse. So the QuakeCon forums, we do the horse.
Yeah.
For some reason, I dress all these animals in suit and tie. So with Q&N, the horse has an orange suit, white shirt, black tie.
Yep.
LAN All Night, he's got a pink suit, blue, or a teal shirt, and a yellow tie. So it's much louder than the orange.
That's cool.
I think it's going out today on social media. Of course, when people read this or listen to this or watch it, it'll be past tense. But you can go to our social feed, and I posted a link to if you want to buy all of the suit parts yourself. I think we should build the pink suit brigade or something. every year Saturday night people wear their pink suits and dress like the llama. I think it'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool, especially if you could have that. The guys who do no shirt gaming, you could do like the suits in pink, and they'll know that's the LAN All Night crew right there.
Exactly.
They're super loud.
or just walk through the hallway in your suits. I mean, because people can be like, "This is the tackiest wedding party I've ever seen."
And nope, it's a LAN. It's a LAN. Plus, the llama looks good in a VR headset, I think. So.
That is true. That is very true. It worked out really well.
We'd like to figure out how to get a live llama to the event.
I think we tried for the first one, right? We reached out to like
reached out to
to see if we get a live llama at the event, and I don't think we could. But
we've had some very interesting emails to people that we've sent out in the past year. Just recently, a fine art portrait studio reached out to us, see if they wanted us, if they could sponsor. And we were like, yeah, we'll take anything. Obviously, we have people throughout the country, so a local photo studio may not be the best fit to give out. So we pitched to them. It was like, maybe we could bring the llama suit to your studio and take some fine art photos. And they said no.
I live on a ranch, so I'm gonna try and see if I can find a llama. And
Yes.
maybe we'll work something out.
Yeah.
Right now, I only have cows and goats. So
Oh.
That's
Man, well, he needs a sidekick, right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Alpaca. I would assume an alpaca would go right a little bit better with it.
Yeah.
But that's pretty cool.
There is a game coming out here in a couple weeks called Alpaca Ball.
Oh,
It's basically Rocket League, but with llamas.
nice.
So they run around with their necks and they smack the ball, and looks ridiculous, but
So nothing like.
people play it.
So it's not anywhere similar to Goat Simulator, because I feel like that would be interesting.
That would be cool. No, it's strictly Rocket League with llamas instead of cars.
That's good. That's awesome. Well, that is awesome. There's a ton of information. You guys are doing some great work out there. Not only are you making LANs, building communities, but giving back to communities. It's a lot to learn. It's a lot to aspire to do and to be, because I know like we're doing the same thing, trying to do the same thing. And to see you guys doing it out there, it's awesome. You guys are doing a great job. And I know I think I can speak for Fredo when I say thank you for doing what you're doing right now, because you guys are clearly doing a lot of work, but you guys are just like cool cats or cool llamas while you're doing it, because you're just keeping it steady. And you guys seem like, I mean, we're 2 weeks away now, give or take. So, and you guys are taking the time out to do this when I'm sure there's other things that you have to get done. But we greatly appreciate it. And man, like that's, whew. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting hyped for it.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be awesome.
We got a lot of things we haven't announced yet that are in the works, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Well,
sure.
yeah.
Yes.
Such a cool shit.
You can help out the event. You can buy merch on our website.
Oh, there you go, Fredo. We've got that one.
That's the OG shirt. We have those available for sale.
That's the one we got.
Website, yep.
Yeah, that's a good one. We got that one.
Y'all get y'all seats?
We did. We bought our, I guess, little clump, because it's only 4 of us this time. Last time it was 8. And so some of them were just like, they're still kind of skeptical about leaving the house, and some of them couldn't even make it. But it's going to be 4 of us this time around. And we actually, one of our friends sent Eradicator an email about the hotel rooms, and because we would apply our code, and it was still kind of high in the price, but then I think you guys got more blocks or more rooms and stuff like that we got it for $150. We're like, just buy it all, just click, just go, let's go.
Yeah, even though we have fewer people this LAN, we've sold more hotel rooms at the lower rate, so
that's awesome.
Great Wolf Lodge should be happy about that.
I'm sure they are. That's great.
Probably happy about renting out the room too.
Yeah. It's a win-win, I'm sure, for everybody. So that's really cool. Well, guys, we're hitting about the hour mark here, so I just want to say thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. We really appreciate this. And if you guys would like to kind of do one more shout out for where they can get you, where they can find you, and where they can help donate.
Yeah, we'll hop in the conversation. First off, everybody, you can go discord.gg/LAN. I don't know how that vanity URL was available, but it is, and it goes straight to our Discord. You can find us there. You can find me, Eradicator, Neg. You can find Aaron, all the staff, and then of course these two guys are in there as well. So just having fun in there. Go to our website, LANallnight.com.
Seats are still available, and if you can't make it in person, we have a $20 ticket that will let you play online and still participate in the raffle, and we'll mail you your prize if you win.
Nice. Awesome. Well, guys, from the Digi Tavern to LAN All Night, we thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time out for us. We really appreciate it. We're excited for LAN, Silence of the LAN, and the hype is real now. Like, I was excited for it, but now I'm very excited. Very, very excited.
Well, awesome. Thank you for having us.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, let's work something else out in the future. We'll try to see what we can do, and maybe when all this is said and done, we can actually like do a round table of conference with a real llama. If we can get there, we'll do it.
Yes.
We'll make it happen. Well, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in.